Hello. I am currently driving to get my son from his dad's house, and we are gonna embark on an epic road trip to South Dakota. When I started having kids years ago, I always thought how cool it would be to take my kids away on a trip when they turned 18. And then the more I thought about it and the more I parented and had kids, the more I realized, man, I don't want to wait till 18 to do something like that. So I thought it would be so neat to do a 13-year-old trip with all of my kids and an 18-year-old one. That's my plan as a parent. My kids will get to go on a trip with me for just about a week, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, when they turn 13 and when they turn 18. For them, I think they could look at it as a fun time to just hang out with mom, get some one-on-one time. And for me, I'm looking at it as a time to just be really intentional with my kids. I love being a mom. I've got 4 kids, a son, he's the oldest, so that's who I'm going with, and then 3 girls. And I just, it's so crazy to me to think about how this time is so short with them, and it won't be long before they're going to be out and their own adults, their own person living and moving in society. And my hope and prayer is that as a parent, I can equip them well with life skills and just kind of a knowledge and a worldview that can sustain them. But more importantly, I just want them to know that I really love them and I'm in their corner, and I will be no matter what. So as a mom, this time away, I'm looking at it to strategically get them out of their kind of bubble that life can be. I think and that's why it's so fun to travel if you're able to, or just to get out, even a few hours drive, because the world is so much bigger than it feels for all of us, especially at 13. I remember those middle school years, and you just think that things rise and fall on what you do in middle school, and it's not true. As you grow up, you realize like all these things were just a blip, and we're so little and manageable and not a big deal. So I'm looking forward to getting away and having his viewpoint just kind of to look up and realize like there's so much more to the world than our little corner. And so don't stew on things that are not worth your time. Know that there's a bigger part and a bigger, thing happening here than just you. You're not the only one in this world. There's a lot of people in it, and there's a lot of dynamics and a lot of stuff going on. So be wise how you move through the world. Be empathetic, because people have so many other things going on. So one of them is one reason is to get away and remind him of how big life is, how big this world is. Another reason, as I just want to kind of challenge him and call him up. My kids do well when I place that responsibility before them and kind of raise the bar for them. They always meet it. And so I think what a neat way to what a neat time to get away. I don't care who my kids become, like in terms of what career they have, where they go to school. I don't really feel like I need to dictate what their worldview is going to be, but I do care about like the content of their character and what type of person they become. And I am directly responsible for that. I know they're their own people, but I'll tell you what, you ever meet a jackass and you're like, geez, what were your parents like? Because you're crazy. It's just undeniable. A lot of times as parents, we have that heavy calling of making sure our kids don't turn out like assholes. And so, and a lot of that is just, loving them. For goodness sakes, just love your kids and actually get to therapy, because you probably need it and your kids will benefit from it. But I'm looking forward to this time just to remind him of how much I love him. I'm one of those people who will beat that drum of like, let's just love each other till the day I die. I think that really does make a difference when you grow up in a house where love is fostered, where love is encouraged, where love works best. I think as individuals, you got a head start in there. It doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how much education you have, doesn't matter, none of that matters. As long as you're well loved and you love others well, I think that speaks volumes, and that helps you go far in life, personally. And so I just want to remind my son of who he because middle school can mess with you too and make you feel like you're not that great. And so I just want him to come away and know, man, I think you're amazing. You're one of the coolest people I've ever met. And I love getting to be in your corner. And then that last part is that love part of, I can't wait to love on him and let him know, like, I just want to remind him, when in doubt, just know Mama loves you and Mom's in your corner. So I'm sure we're going to talk about all sorts of things, all sorts of life stuff. We're both readers. We both love journaling and writing. That's important to both of us. So I'm going to factor in some times where we're just sitting, I don't know, somewhere with a beautiful view and writing and journaling. And so I am very much looking forward to it, and I'm going to document it here because I want to be able to continue to look back on it and encourage any of you, if you're parents, to take a 13-year-old trip. I am just so excited. I can't wait to get him in the car with me. And yeah, so anyways, I love you guys. Follow along for more 13-year-old trip adventures. I don't know how I got the 13th, I don't know. We'll wordsmith this along the way.